Well, hello everyone. Welcome to week 6. Happy tax day. Hopefully you all filed and you're ready to go for the new year. I'm just sitting here with the animals. I just finished grading everything that was posted. If you haven't finished your responses for the discussion board, you know that you have until on or before 11:59 p.m. tonight to get those up. I've gone ahead and put the points in, but don't worry. For those of you that are responding later, I will change the points tomorrow after I see that you've met your responses. So I wanted to come on today and talk to you a couple things about the discussion board and about the week coming up. And I can see already that several of you have been like, oh, I'm not into Power School, which is interesting because EdSurge has given it like a 5-star review and, it's award winning. But, the whole point of this class, and I've told you before, is we're just trying things. We're just trying things out. It was funny. I had somebody in the district and, Edmodo is very sneaky about sending out emails to other people within the district. And it's a district approved program for our district. So it's fine. But, so you have to watch things like that with that, make sure that you have, settings set up so that you're not, it's like the same as LinkedIn, that all of a sudden something starts contacting you and people are like, wait, is this fraudulent? So each program has its positives and has its negatives. And your job is to just check this out right now and see if this is something that could help you. Remember, you want to use, and actually this is in the lesson this week, one of the clips that I want you to watch, but you want to use technology intentionally, meaning, we're trying things out to decide what's going to work for us, what's really going to make our life easier, or what's going to help us meet our goals and objectives in the classroom. You don't want to be using things just to be using things. And sometimes districts get really excited about all different programs. And you know what? I do too. But the problem is if the programs are overwhelming you and the curriculum becomes fragmented and your teaching becomes fragmented, that's not what technology is supposed to do. Technology is supposed to make your job easier. So we're just trying these things. I think it's Ronald that really loves School Loop. And you know what, Ronald, I just was talking to the powers that be at my school about that too. They're wanting teachers to try Google Classroom and different things, but we have a lot of teachers on staff that have just gotten comfortable with School Loop, grading with School Loop, and, haven't even moved into the part where they could have students submit through School Loop, or have a discussion thread through School Loop, or go to the School Loop locker and link their Google Docs to their locker, which you can do. There's all these wonderful things that you can do with School Loop. It's a great program, and yet the district is now asking for teachers to try Google Classroom. And I'm finding that a lot of my teachers that are not so tech savvy are starting to feel really overwhelmed. And they feel like, well, if I'm posting things on School Loop and I'm posting things on, Google Classroom, it can cause a lot of confusion for parents and students. And they're right. So you have to pick and choose, and then you have to use technology with intention and decide what's really going to work for you. But it is interesting to see how you guys are about the Power School. And then Canvas seems to be the favorite so far. And remember, on Canvas, you can go to settings and link Google Doc to that as well. So just play around. You're learning. You're supposed to just be trying things out and being open to what online learning is and what online learning can be. Yes, you had brought up page 38, and you talked about students living too far from a physical school, but you also brought up students with medical situations and online learning. And, that's the thing is a lot of times when we're doing online learning, we're just thinking about our classroom or we're not necessarily thinking about subgroups that could be affected by it. And, I've taught home hospital for many, many years in my district, and I've worked with children that have had brain surgery and back surgery and are still in the hospital recovering from cancer treatment, and we go out to their house or we go out to the hospital and we do education with them. And I do love that. I do love, they're going to talk about this in the online learning, high touch, that contact. But nowadays, the way technology is, look at the way I'm able to talk to you guys. The way I'm able to talk to you, you can see my personality. I can joke with you. I can story tell with you. You see my animals oftentimes running around in the background. You can tell a lot about me by the way I look and my home. And so we can have kind of that personal one-on-one, even though I'm not with you. And that's one of the great things about online learning. We also have the capacity now to do things like Skype and FaceTime, which we didn't have, just not that long ago. And so I can have real-time conversations with my students too, who may be limited due to where they live or due to the situation that their personal situation that they're going through. So that was good that you had that aha moment about that. There was somebody else I wanted to talk about here. I liked that. I liked the sharing of the PE class, the daughter's PE class online. That was very interesting. And I think it was, yes, it was about the, Jason, yes, great idea offering a complete online course for credit recovery. Absolutely. We see this all the time. And a lot of times students that are credits deficient can be highly smart and very bored in school, and therefore they ditch or act up, or sometimes they need to move at a slower pace, and therefore doing it online meets those criteria. And I talked about that last time too. Jordana, you brought up the thing about private schools, and I thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to read that to everybody. You make a good point. Sometimes our perception of private schools is that they have the best of the best because the parents are paying for the education. I actually started on my teaching career at a private Christian school, and though they were going one-to-one with technology, it was bring your own device. The hard part about this was that most students were on different operating systems, older and newer devices, would not work with the applications the same or quickly enough, and it was a little difficult to troubleshoot at the beginning. I can imagine. The thought was, though, that because these students most likely had the means or already had a device at home, they could just bring that since the private school did not get any funding. Interesting how it is so different from public schools, and it is. And I can't imagine troubleshooting that many different computers, with a program. That had to be very difficult. And then it comes back again to equity. But what you say about private schools, so many people think that private schools have money, and the private schools around me do not. They are small schools with obviously private funding. And the other thing that teachers come across is that, it can be more difficult to get what you need in your classroom or do what you want to do in your classroom based on, having to, the hurdles that you have to cross to get it, or the people that have to approve it before you can get it. And that it can oftentimes be harder to get everybody on board. And so, those are some things that you have to think about. And we see it in public education too. But I'm just saying that private school has more of a hand in what's going on because it is privately funded. And so, therefore, like Jordana was saying, it becomes, when you said a little difficult to troubleshoot at the beginning, it's a continuous troubleshoot though, because it's everybody's never going to be on the exact same page with the technology, and that can make it difficult to use in the classroom. I think it was Rosalind. Yes, Rosalind, you had talked about, you said, I don't want my students to be behind in technology, so it will always be my challenge to address those needs. Absolutely. And with the way that K through 12 is changing all of the time, it makes it difficult to figure out exactly those needs. I find for me that if I watch what's going on in college, and for you guys, you're watching what's going on in your college classes, I'm watching what I teach. But if I'm watching the programs in college, my goal with my 11th graders is to get them college-ready technology by using things in college-ready technically, by using things in my class that will help them navigate something like a Blackboard. So, so using Turnitin and showing them how to do digital submissions, how to do digital resubmits, how to generate citations with online programs, how to navigate the Blackboard, even showing them my classrooms or, and showing them how the weeks are set up and the Meet Your Instructor, and just showing them how to navigate this type of thing. A lot of times they have, and I've said this before to you guys, they're very smart about Snapchat and things like that, but they're not always so smart technologically about educational technology and how to navigate things like this type of online program or the Turnitin or on the Chromebooks. I've said because the screens are so small, sometimes they don't realize that they're supposed to scroll up or down, and they can get lost for like 5 minutes trying to figure that out. And then if it's a digital textbook, they'll also have a hard time navigating the digital textbook because you've got windows that are opening and closing, and it's not set up, like a physical page where you're seeing what you're reading and maybe the questions on the side. You may be reading something, and as you scroll down, those questions may go up, and then you may lose your place place, and it may take you a while to find it. So what I find, Rosalind, for me is I think, what's going on in college, what's going on in the workplace, and what do I want to show those kids? That my goal and my objective is to get them ready for that. So I choose my technology to help them navigate that world, the world that I don't even know what it's going to be for them yet, but I have an idea based on what I'm seeing, today, now, doing this with you. So something to think about. Okay, I don't want to go too long on this video. I've already gone over 10 minutes. So this is week 6, as you know, and topics are facilitating e-learning and Haiku and PowerSchool. I've asked that you watch some videos and do some readings, keeping pace with K-12 digital learning, and then you've got your YouTube clips for the clips that I want you to watch. The discussion of week 6, what videos did you view from the playlist in the week 6 area of our course? What did you find valuable, and what might you implement in your teaching work? If you viewed something that was contrary to your beliefs or experience, please tell me. I want to hear about it. Assignment 3, all the directions are there. All you have to do is click on it. And if you have any questions, please contact me. I will be online again tomorrow. I will be checking emails now, and I will be checking emails tomorrow. We had a very busy weekend, so I was unable to get online. One of my son's best friends got married yesterday, and we just lost her mother to early onset Alzheimer's, and it was very hard to see her get married without her mother there, and I was happy that I could be there for her. But we've been really busy with wedding things this week, and then finally the beautiful wedding yesterday. So if you haven't heard from me this weekend, that is why, but I will be checking emails now, and I will be checking emails tomorrow. And as I said, all grades are updated, and I'll update anything I need tomorrow as well. So have a wonderful work week, and let me know if you need anything. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.